Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lone Epstein, live at this auxiliary gymnasium at Steamboat Springs High School. So in advance, we apologize for any technical difficulties regarding our boxcast and live stream. Just after tip-off here in this last place game for your Steamboat Springs girls basketball team, they've now lost 52 in a row. They are one of the bottom 5 teams in the state, ranked 196 out of 200. Coach George Ibarra, this is his 50th straight loss as a coach with the program. Just after tip now, like I said, it'll be Sierra Harrison throwing it inbounds to Katie Lake. Now back over to Harrison. She works it up, top corner to Shelby Weiss. Weiss now, top of the key over to Lucy Shimmick. Shimmick back down to JC May. May back over to Katie Lake, works it to the left. Molly Brown for 3, and she gets that one to go. So Molly Brown gives her team the early lead after 2 Katie Lake made free throws earlier as well, and that's going to make it 5-0. Brown handles it, moving right to left. She looks right, finds May. Now over to Shelby Weiss, top of the key. Weiss inside to Katie Lake, and that's going to be blocked. Turnover, Sailors. Sailors now working on the defensive end. And a missed layup there off the front iron from Conifer, and they're going to say traveling, and it will be Sailors basketball. So the Sailors still looking for their first win in almost 2 full seasons as they play Conifer here tonight. This morning, I should say, rather. On the other end, it's going to be Katie Lake now. She misses the layup, but it looks like she was fouled. Excuse me, no, it was last touch, tipped out of bounds, so it will be Conifer basketball. Conifer goes in. Here comes number 12, Emma Mead. Mead works it up versus Shimmick. Cross-court turnover there as an errant pass from Sydney Rice results in another Sailors possession. On the bright note, the Sailors boys basketball team will play this afternoon at 2:15 in the championship game versus Conifer as well. 3-point shot from Katie Lake, no good. Up and into the arms of Sierra Hayes. Hayes works, gets double teamed, trapped in the corner, and they're going to call her for the travel. And it will be Sailors basketball once more with 5:28 left to play. 5-0 is your score. And so JC May, the junior point guard, will throw it in. May, a 3-year starter in this program. Epstein now checking in early in this game. She didn't get a lot of time yesterday. It looks like Coach Ibarra's had a little change of heart as Epstein checks in with 5:26 to go in the first. Here's Brown, inside back to Epstein. 3-pointer from Brown, and that's an air ball, as it's going to go for Sierra Hayes. Hayes, bothered by Erica Simmons, worked back over to Isabella Namaski. Namaski, pump fake. Now over to Sydney Rice, inside the paint, and the and one play. That's Jessica O'Docker, the tallest girl on the floor. She's a senior standing at 6'1". O'Docker is going to get to the free throw line after making the layup. So 5-2 with a chance for another point here for the Lobos. Head coach John Coder for the Lobos. Thank you guys for making the travel down here to Steamboat to play in this shootout, even if it is the last place game. 5-3 now, 4:57 to go. Here's Erica Simmons in the paint, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds. Excuse me, that was Epstein. And it was last touched by a Lobo, so Epstein will retain possession. Shimmick now on the inbounds pass. Lucy Shimmick calls the play. Inside to Epstein, loses it, and that's a turnover. Epstein's going to get tangled up with her. They're going to call a jump ball, and they're going to give it to the Lobos anyway. So Amy Sessions Works it up top. Isabella Nemansky. Rose Epstein intercepts it, and Epstein's going to find Shimmick on the outlet pass. Here she comes. Far side, top corner. And it's back up to Molly Brown. Inside to Epstein. Back out to Brown. Errant pass there. Brown somehow saves it from going out of bounds, and now it's Simmons. Brown handles it once more. She works it around the top of the key. Over to J.C. May. May dribbles right. Kicks it around to Brown for three. Can't get that to go, and Epstein can't pull the rebound down. Jordan West will handle it for the Lobos. West gets fouled by Simmons. And folks, this is a big game, even if it is the last place game. Like I said, the Sailors are on a 52-game losing streak dating back to the 2016 season. Yes, that's right. We're just about a month away from the 2019 year. And the Sailors haven't won since 2016, almost 3 years ago. Coach Ibarra, as a coach, 52 straight losses. And the Sailors in a last place game here today against the Lobos, who are also bottom 5 in the state, are trying to get their first win. It would be historical in recent memory. Sydney Rice drives in, layup, can't get that to go for the Lobos. It's going to be tipped back out, another pass, and there's a foul on Taylor Brown. It looks like she'll head to the free throw line shooting 2. So Taylor Brown is going to get to the stripe. Brown at the line shooting 2. First one is off the left iron and out. No good there. She'll have one more. Lobos wearing all white with green letters and black piping. Sailors in all red with white numbers and white piping. Their classic home uniforms. Spencer. Apologies for the camera here as we're trying to figure something out. Thanks to Spencer Romick for stepping in, and he's going to work this camera now. And an out-of-bounds play from the Sailors results in another turnover. Second free throw from Brown was good. Excuse me, I had to take the headset off there for a second. So here come the Lobos again. Anastasia Satchel. Satchel works left. And she's going to lose that one, and they're going to award this to the Lobos once more. That looked like it was last touched by the Lobos, but they're going to say Shimmick was the last one to get a finger on that. And now inside, Jordan West works it around the horn. It's Satchel, back over to West, down low. They're going to call her for steps. And that is the third traveling call of this game. So the Sailors have it with a 1-point lead, working... down by one. Down by one, I should say. 5-4, Sailors are down. And Weiss over to Shimmick now off the backboard. No good there. Couldn't quite find her shot, and Simmons is going to get to the free throw line, shooting 2 after the shooting foul. So Simmons with a chance to tie it up and maybe even take the lead. She is a good shooter. The sophomore point guard, who did start as a freshman, is at the stripe. And that first one is good. So Simmons ties it up. The Sailors were leading, so that makes it 6-4. I'm not sure why the Sailors aren't the home team here, but I guess that's just how it works. The Sailors representing the guest on the scoreboard, so that's my apologies there. I'm not sure what's really going on over there at the score table, but anyway, 6, I guess, and Simmons misses the second one. Putback is good from Epstein. So Rose Epstein gets the putback, makes it 8-4. Sailors leading by 4 points here, and they're going to get the Lobos for another travel. Just like I said, folks, the Sailors haven't won 52 games in a row. That is astounding. What a streak. 52 straight losses, looking to potentially get their first win today. And it's Simmons. She misses it. Over to JC May. 10-foot jumper. Can't get that to go. And it's pulled down by Amy Sessions. And now Anastasia Satchel works for Simmons on the other end. Nice little move there. And they're going to call a foul on JC May, I do believe. So will remain Lobos basketball. Lobos throwing it in, down by 4, 2:37 to go in this first quarter of action. Jordan West kicks it over to Abby Mae Wheaton. Wheaton almost loses it, gets bothered. It's Sessions now, and they're going to call a foul. Erica Simmons gets the reach-in call. And the Lobos are going to throw it in once more. The Sailors have to be careful here because if they get into the bonus, they could lose this game from their grasp. And they're going to call another foul on Katie Lake. So the Sailors with back-to-back fouls there, a pushing foul and a reach-in foul. Lobos will throw it in again. Sailors probably just about 1 or 2 fouls away from getting themselves into the bonus, as this is going to be Sessions on the inbounds pass. Gives it over to Jordan West. She loses it. Katie Lake goes down with it. Jump ball, Sailors basketball. Good play there from Katie Lake. JC May will throw this one in. Not before the Lobos make a quick change from their bench, as we're going to see Sierra Hayes come in. And May will throw this in. 2:26 to go. Sailors up 8-4. Molly Brown now works it. She gets a lot of time on this varsity squad. Brown trying to find Lake. She falls down. Epstein gets it over to Brown. Give and go, and she gets fouled. She'll head to the line, shooting 2. Refs calling everything this game. Both teams have to be careful here as we're just barely into this first quarter of action. 2:13 left to go. Brown at the free throw line. This is going to be good. So the Sailors with a 9-4 lead now. 2:13 left to go. Spencer, we could be seeing something historical here as Brown's at the free throw line with another one, and that one goes in as well. 10-4 now. Sailors with a 6-point lead. Sierra Hayes for the Lobos gets called for the double dribble. Folks, could this be the one? As another turnover from the Lobos is going to result in Sailors basketball. So here comes JC May, running point guard. Moves to the left. Now over to Molly Brown. And it's back inside. Sierra Harrison handles it. Over to Katie Lake. Works it up to Rose Epstein. Around the horn. JC May inside to Harrison. She loses that. Tipped out of bounds. Lobos basketball. 1:52 remaining. Sailors lead 10-4. Lobos throwing it in. It's Amy Sessions. Let's see what they can do here as the Lobos try to get some more points on this board, as Campbell is going to come in for the Sailors. Campbell's going to make a quick change. Epstein still on the floor as well, and that's an errant pass there from Sessions. That goes out of bounds. So, what is that, 6 turnovers in a row, I do believe, and the Sailors are going to get it back. 10-4, $1:52 remaining in this first quarter. Katie Lake works it over to Molly Brown. Now back to Lake. Lake's a good 3-point shooter. It's in the corner to Epstein. Inside to Campbell, and she can't get the layup to fall, but it will remain Sailors basketball as that sails out of bounds. Good look inside from Epstein. She was looking for Campbell, who stands there at about 6'1" to get that lay-in. Sierra Harrison now along the baseline. Works it inside to Campbell. Second try is good. So Campbell makes it 12-4. We could be seeing it here, folks, this morning. On a cold winter day, your Sailors could break the 50-loss streak. Lake's going to tip that one out of bounds, so it will remain elite Lobos basketball. It's the Lobos working it up. Here's Sierra Hayes. Hayes with a fast break opportunity, dribbles it off her foot, and they're going to say it was tipped out from behind by Harrison. Good defensive play there. So it will remain Lobos basketball. Taylor Brown will throw it in. Brown slaps the ball, looks up. She's going to find her teammate. Shot there. That's good. And that was Sierra Hayes burying that one. Make it 12-6. 1:18 remaining. Lobos need to create some turnovers here as Brown handles it, working at the top of the key. Brown looks inside. Here's Campbell. Going to post up. Instead kicks it out back to Brown. And now over to Epstein, and they're going to call a whistle there. They're going to get her for traveling. So it will be Lobos basketball. Bad turnover there from Epstein. She taps her chest, says, my bad. And Emma Mead will throw it in for the Lobos. Mead over to Isabella Namaski. And that one somehow goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Sailors ball once more. Pretty boring game here, folks. 12-6 with 59 seconds to go. As Campbell inside the post, over to Epstein along the baseline, jump shot, can't get that to go, and it'll be Lobos basketball after going out of bounds. Lobos trying to chip into this lead. The Lobos are from Conifer, just outside of Denver, Colorado. Sydney Rice is going to go down. Going to be tipped out of bounds once more, and another whistle here. Let's see what the refs call on this. And they're going to award this to the Sailors, saying a jump ball. Last one was given to Conifer, so this one will be given to the Sailors. Missed opportunity there. Campbell gets the putback, tipped out of bounds. And let's see who they give this to. I think they're going to give it to Conifer. So some missed opportunities down there in the paint. 45 seconds remaining. Emma Mead handles it for... And it's going to be intercepted by Epstein. She gets the assist. Campbell makes the layup. 14-6 now, 36 seconds to go. Here comes Emma Mead off the inbounds pass. Intercepted again. Katie Lake runs into her, and they're going to call a foul on Lake. So it will remain Lobos basketball. Probably not very long until the Sailors run into the bonus here, as this game could be interesting. Mead in the corner, over to Sydney Rice. She's trying to work versus Brown, gets triple teamed in the corner. Now she leaves a wide open player, that's Sierra Hayes, drives in, 10-foot J is good. She got it, folks, 14-8. This could be not a shootout, but a close one at that. Molly Brown brings it past half court, moving right to left on your radio dial. Brown dribbles, crossover, inside to Campbell. And she drives in, and she doesn't get the layup, but she does get fouled. So 14-8 with 9 seconds to go here. As Campbell's at the stripe shooting 2. Campbell, usually a heavily made bench player, is coming off early here, along with Rose Epstein too. So Campbell's first one is way off center. That one misses. 14-8 still with 9 seconds remaining. Campbell shooting one more. And this one is going to be up and no good as well. And they're going to say the Conifer Lobos moved prior to the free throw. Excuse me. So the Lobos moved prior to the free throw, meaning Campbell will get one more attempt. Let's see if she can make do on this one. Again, I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV or on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com. And Campbell's third attempt at this free throw is no good. And time runs down, under 5 to go now. Here's Mead working it up over to Sydney Rice. She drives in, three-point shot, no good. And that'll do it for this first quarter of action. As I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV. And this Sailors girls team, like I said, 52 straight losses in the program. It really is unheard of. There have been some bad teams, Sailors football, just a couple years ago, the most notable in recent memory. Luckily, they're back on track. Hopefully, the Sailors girls basketball team can do the same. I want to say a quick shout out to some of our sponsors here. Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend. The Corner Slice, celebrate the sailors with good food, fun, and friends. And Old Town Square in downtown Steamboat Springs. As well as Mountain View Car Wash, helping the sailors clean the competition, located between Town and McDonald's on Highway 40. And Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service auto body shop where you always meet by accident. You can call Russell's Auto Salon at 879-1515. Again, that number for Russell's Auto Salon is 879-1515. Thanks to Monica in the studio for making all this possible. We're in this old auxiliary gym here at Steamboat Springs High School, so a lot of technical difficulties and a lot of things to work through. Luckily, the boys for Steamboat have not lost the game, so they will still be playing in that new gym. They're in the championship game against a really good Conifer team. These two programs pretty much have the same setup. Great boys team and not so great girls team, as both of these girls' teams are ranked bottom 5 out of 200. Sailors ranked 196th, and the Conifer Lobos actually ranked below them at 197 in the state. Simmons works it. She handles it for her Sailors. Works it right side, over to Katie Lake. She loses it. Here we go now. Fast break opportunity. It's Namaski. Drives up, layup in. And just like that, it's a 4-point game after the Katie Lake turnover. 14-10, 7:27 to go here in this first half of action. That ball is going to roll out of bounds, kicked off a Lobo, so they'll say it'll remain Sailors' ball. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of fans in the stands here, as this is the last place game at the Steamboat Shootout, as Josie Foote gets some action here coming off the bench. Erica Simmons over to Josie Foote. She almost loses it, gives it back to Simmons, works it near side, top of the key. Far side now over to Shimmick. Shimmick, one of the other seniors on this team, her and Sierra Harrison, as that ball gets pickpocketed from Simmons. Luckily it went out of bounds, so it will be Sailors basketball once more. Simmons works over, far side. She's at the top of the key. And a shoving call there against the Lobos. That was Sierra Hayes, who just pushed Josie Foote to the ground. So, with that being said, the Sailors, I do believe, are in the bonus now. So Josie Foote will be shooting a 1-and-1 free throw. As I said earlier, the bonus and free throws are going to be a big factor in this one, I do believe, as Josie's free throw is no good. Luckily, Harrison gets the rebound, tries to feed it back to Foote, but they're going to say they're going to call a foul on that. So does that put the Lobos in the bonus? I think it does, as it was a pushing call called against Katie Lake. Back-to-back fouls for her, and I do believe that puts, I don't know why she wouldn't be going to the free throw line otherwise. The 1-and-1 is no good from Sydney Rice. It's tipped out of bounds. It will remain Lobos basketball. Whoever's running the score table over there doesn't exactly know what they're doing, as they have the Sailors as the guest. As they have the Sailors on the guest end of the scoreboard, as well as, there we go now, we get the B there for bonus on the scoreboard. So tipped out of bounds there off the inbounds pass. Pretty slow game here, 14-10. The Lobos handle it. And they're going to be throwing it in from their own zone. Here's Emma Mead. Looking, throws it up to Sydney Rice. Rice goes past half court. Looking for somewhere to go. There's a pick set on Shimmick, and another foul there. They're going to get number 14, Abby Mae Wheaton, on that. So Shimmick, since they're in the bonus, will head to the free throw line. So Shimmick now at the stripe, shooting a 1-and-1. 6:43 left to play. Sailors holding on to a 14-10 lead. as Coach George Ibarra attempts to get his first win in 50 games. Last night was his 50th straight loss. And so the Sailors, the refs are going to say there was no foul on that, so Shimmick is going to just throw that in. And Lake gets the little J along the baseline. Nice play there from Katie Lake. Conifer down by 6 now, 16-10. We could be seeing something historical, folks, as Sydney Rice brings it in for the Lobos, and the layup no good. Put back. She can't hit on that one. Rice again for the layup. And finally, Erica Simmons is able to pull this one down. And just like that, we're going to see a timeout from the Sailors. Like I said, folks, this Sailors boys basketball team, on the other hand, could be one of the best basketball teams we've seen in school history. The only thing I can think that maybe competes with it is that 2010-11 season with Robbie Powers, John Rink, Garrett Bai, and John Zaleski, as those fellas were pretty gosh darn good, wouldn't you say, Spencer? And this boys team with Mac Riniker, Tyler Doyne, Aiden Knaus, I mean, they are slapping the points on. And this game tonight against Conifer, not tonight, this afternoon, it's a 2:15 tip-off. This could be a good one. They've only lost one game on the season, and that was their first game of the season against Centaurus, who, if they played them again, they would probably beat them by a considerable margin at this point. 16-10 now. Sailors are going to throw it in coming out of the timeout. Here's Lucy Shimmick, far side, works it up around the horn. It's JC May. JC May near side, back up top of the key. It's Erica Simmons, back down to JC May. May works in. Simmons looks inside, finds Lake. She's going to drive in, gets fouled. She's going to head to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1. Good job on the flopping end of these Sailors girls, as Lake is going to get herself shooting a 1-and-1 at the free throw line. Don't want to go into double bonus here if you're Conifer, but I assume they're close. And Lake at the free throw line. Coach John Coder trying to find his rhythm here for the Lobos. And Katie Lake hits the first free throw in the 1-and-1, so she'll get one more. 17-10. Sailors take a 7-point lead. Conifer needs some offense here. They don't want to be known as the team that the Sailors finally beat. Here's Katie Lake, second one, good as well. So Lake, with some important free throw shooting, goes 2 for 2 from the line. And now it's Sydney Rice. Gives it up, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Lobos. Last touch, so Simmons gets it back for the Sailors. 18-10, 5:45 left to go here in the first half of basketball, second quarter, and it's inside. JC May now to Katie Lake, back out to May. Near side, she thought about taking the three, instead drives in. Tries to find Lake, there's a bunch of girls on the ground. Simmons pulls it out, takes it behind the arc. Now it's back out to JC May for three, and that barely touches the net. It's somehow saved, but Harrison can't get a handle on it, so the Lobos are going to take this one out of bounds. And it's Amy Sessions working up, almost stolen by Lucy Shimmick, but they're going to say she had her foot on the out-of-bounds line. Good play there from the senior Shimmick. Unfortunately, it will remain Lobos basketball. Sessions gets it almost stolen again by Shimmick. Lucy doing a good job here, getting her hands in the inbounds pass. It was tipped out, though, so it will remain, Lobos basketball. Sessions slaps the ball, calls the play, and it looks like Shimmick is going to be sent to the floor, so she'll shoot free throws. she should be shooting free throws, I do believe, unless they're going to say this was last touched and just tipped out of bounds. No foul on the play, so I was wrong about that. Refs making two different calls here as the Sailors handle it. Simmons tries the three-pointer. Sessions is going to get the rebound for the Lobos, and it's Sydney Rice now. Rice gives it up to Hayes. Three-pointer, no good. Out of bounds, and they're going to say the Sailors somehow come out with it, but J.C. May tips it out. No, they're going to... I'm not sure what the refs are exactly calling here. You know, these referees are very questionable as they're making two different calls almost every play, it seems like. Either way, I'm not complaining because the Sailors are going to be awarded the basketball. They're going to change the call, say it went out by the Lobos, and an and-one play from Sierra Harrison on the other end. She gets the layup and is going to head to the free throw line, shooting two. Chance for a three-point play here, 20-10, your Sailors lead. Harrison at the free throw line. Looking to turn this into a three-point opportunity. 4:51 to play. Your Sailors now lead 20-10. Harrison, free throw, no good. Pulled down by Conifer. Here they go back the other way. Jessica Quadaker gets called for double dribbling. So the Sailors getting a lucky draw here against a presumably very inexperienced Lobos team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores on this one as Shelby Weiss handles it. Working it far side. Shimmick for three. Can't hit there. Weiss gets the rebound along the baseline. She tries to get the layup to go in. It's going to be tipped out of bounds, and they're going to award this basketball to the Sailors. So Katie Lake calls the play on the inbounds pass along the baseline, tries to find Weiss. She handles it over to Sierra Harrison, near side, low corner, inside to Weiss again. She gets the hook shot, Kareem, and she got it. Shelby Weiss gets it to fall. Make that 22-10, folks. 4:23 to go, I should say. And Lake is going to foul. I'm not sure what she was thinking there as Coach Ibarra put in this full court press. She's going to send, I believe that is number 4, Sydney Rice, to the free throw line. So Rice at the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1, 4:19. Lobos need some points here as they're down by 12, 10-22. Sailors haven't won a game in 2.5 years. That free throw is good from Rice. And so that make that 22-11. They're just trying to chip away at this lead. She'll take one more. Switch up here. Anastasia Satchel will come in the game for Isabella Namaski. Second free throw is an air ball. And that's going to sail out of bounds. Sailors basketball. Here's Erica Simmons. And Shelby Weiss taking it, moving right to left on your radio dial. Now near side to Shimmick. Works it over to Weiss in this last place game, and Weiss is going to get called for traveling. Bad mistake there as Weiss will take a seat on the bench. So just like that, the Lobos are going to get it back. 22-11, 4:07 to go here in this first half. As Satchel throw it in, throws it up for O'Daker, and she somehow comes down with it. Finally gathered by Hayes along the baseline now, takes the J, and she can't get that. O'Daker gets the rebound, and she gets fouled. Odd sequence of events there with 22-11 is your score here at Steamboat Springs Gymnasium. O'Daker at the free throw line, shooting two. I think we have our technical difficulties worked out here, but I don't want to jinx it, as that first free throw from O'Daker is no good. Second one, up and into the arms. They're going to call that a jump ball off the rebound. The free throw was no good, but they're going to say this will remain Lobos basketball. Big break there for Conifer. So throwing it in bounds is Sierra Hayes. Hayes looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds her teammate in the corner. It's Amy Sessions, and she steps out of bounds. Sessions has had quite a lot of errors here. Double dribble, travel, and a lot of out-of-bounds plays as she gives the ball back to the girls in red. That's the Sailors. The home team, the guest on the scoreboard, as Campbell gets up, tries to get the layup in, and a travel there. So probably about 600 turnovers here in this first half of action. I think that's around how many we've seen, 600. That might be the number, as Sessions is going to throw it back in. Sessions now looking up, and that's going to be almost intercepted. Hayes somehow finds a way to pull it down, and Simmons is going to get the reach-in call. So she sends Sierra Hayes to the free throw line. I do believe they're in the double bonus now. That is not a good sign for the Sailors, as there's still 3:36 here left in this first half. Hayes at the line. First free throw good. And they're chipping away at it. Can you imagine if they blew this lead, folks? 22-12. Sailors still holding 10 over the head of the Lobos. As Hayes, second free throw is just an in and out, and that is last touch by Udaker, goes out of bounds. Sailors basketball. Sailors need to focus on not fouling here as they put the Lobos into double bonus, 22-12. Here's Molly Brown. Brown coming back after a significant time in the first quarter of action. Inside, and that bucket is good. Great play there. I'm not sure who that was, as it looks like the Sailors pulled a bunch of people off of JV, and that was Daisy Wilson. So Daisy Wilson doing a good job there, and then that ball is going to be out of bounds on the Lobos. So Sailors 24-12. Daisy Wilson coming in here. Doesn't get a lot of time usually. As the Sailors trying to find something to do with it. Over to Shimmick after the Wilson layup, no good. Wilson trying to find a second one there, as it's going to be the Lobos back the other way. 24-12. Sailors holding a 12-point lead, and Campbell's going to foul. Sierra Hayes going to get to the free throw line. 2:55 here to play. A lot of stoppage in time at this point, folks. The boys' game, I might not even get to call that, as that is going to be a 2:15 tip-off. So Hayes at the charity stripe. She's got two since they're in the double bonus. First one good. She's a good free throw shooter, shooting 70% from the stripe. That is very good for teams of this caliber, I guess we could say. 24-13 now. Hayes gets one more. And this one's going to be good as well. So she goes 2 for 2. 24-14. Back to a 10-point lead. And it'll be JC May looking to do something here with it. Molly Brown inside to Campbell. Back outside to May. Now over to the near side. That's Daisy Wilson. Just made a big layup a couple minutes ago. Inside now to Campbell. Kicks it outside to JC May. Top of the key, it's Brown. She drives in left-handed. Almost gets it stolen away. And somehow the Sailors will come up with it. It's JC May. 2:25 left to go here in the first half of action. Campbell kicks it outside to Wilson. They're just trying to work it around the key here. Good perimeter defense from this Conifer team. As it's Molly Brown now. May restarting. 2 minutes and counting to play here. We're lucky there isn't a shot clock in girls basketball, or none of these games would ever end. So Molly Brown now, handling it far side. Works it down low. Just pitch and catch between all of the teammates here. As an errant pass there goes out of bounds. Molly Brown just missed her receiver, who was intended for Campbell. So the Lobos are going to get a shot here with 1:48 to go. 24-14. Sailors need some offense here. Epstein is going to check back into the game along with Shelby Weiss. So Amy Sessions. Sessions, number 15 for the girls in white. Like I said, all white unis, gray numbers and letters. green numbers and letters. It's hard to see from up here. And it's going to be Anastasia Satchel. Puts up the long ball, too, and they give it to her. 24-16. It was almost a three-pointer, but the Lobos are digging back into this lead. Isabella Namansky inside now to Epstein. Over to Molly Brown. She takes a three-pointer, and she can't get that to go out of bounds. Lobos basketball. 1:20 to go. They're chipping away. 24-16, your Sailors lead. They haven't won a game in 52 straight. It really is unbelievable. You think out of all the teams they play, and it's not like there's not athletes on their team. I mean, they have Lucy Shimmick's a Division I lacrosse player. As that 10-foot J is no good, will remain Lobos basketball as it's tipped out of bounds by Weiss. A lot of athletes on this team and a lot of girls who play a lot of sports. Sailors holding a size advantage over many of the teams they play. 1:11 left to go here in this first half. Make a wish, folks. And I feel like my wish will be for the Sailors to win this, as little tangle up there with Molly Brown and Anastasia Satchel. They're going to call that a jump ball. Will remain Lobos. Sessions on the inbounds pass. Epstein defending her. 1:06 to go now. 16-24. Sessions will be on the inbounds pass. I'm not sure why the coaches keep her there. She's had a lot of turnovers. Luckily, she's able to get it to her teammate, Sierra Hayes, there. And it's going to be over to Wheaton now, and she gets the travel. Abby Mae Wheaton, number 14 for the girls in white, is called for traveling, called for steps, as Weiss is going to be on the inbounds pass. Weiss smiling. That's the first time we've seen her smiling in probably this whole tournament, and I can't blame her, as they are playing in this last place game. Harrison goes along the boards, no good on the layup, pulls it back down, kicks it out to Lake. Lake drives in, Jay is no good, and a foul there. Shelby Weiss gets called for that. So we're going to see more free throws, as Amy Sessions was trying to pull that one down. Sessions at the line, shooting two. First one's good. 24-17. Sessions, who isn't known as an exceptional shooter, gets the first one from the stripe. Her staggered stance. Second one is good. No good. That was almost in. Epstein gets the rebound. Kicks it out to Weiss. 41 seconds to go here now in this first half. Weiss kicks it over near side. It's Epstein. And they're going to call her for traveling. Epstein doesn't like that call, but she did take steps. I could see it from up here. I'll have words with her as soon as we get back home. And so, Lobos trying to get some garbage time points here as the time runs down. 30 now to play in this first half. Over in the corner, Isabella Namaxi, and she's fouled. Shooting foul, shooting two. 23 seconds to go, and this bonus has really killed the Sailors, and that's what I said. You can't foul this team. You have to KYP it. Know your personnel, as Dave Logan would always say when calling a Bronco game. Know who you're playing against, and this Conifer team isn't a good shooting team, as that first free throw is no good. She'll have one more. That's Demansky. Know your personnel. Why run the full court press and risk fouling when you can just let them come down and miss the deep shot? I don't understand that from Coach Ibarra, but I guess that's why he's lost 52 in a row. Second free throw, no good. That's a lucky break for the Sailors, as Weiss will throw it inbounds from the baseline. She's got 22 seconds to go here. Coach Ibarra telling her to slow it down. They want the last shot. Weiss for three. Can't hit there. Into the arms of the Lobos. Here we go. 10 to go. And it's Sydney Price from three-point range. No good. Rebound. And that one, the putback, three times in a row. No good. And that'll do it for this first half of action. 24-17. Your Sailors actually leading a game going into the locker room. I'm Lowen Epstein, live on 105.7 KTYV on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lone Epstein, sounding like Michael Buffer in the booth here. 7:26 left to play here in what could be a historical Steamboat Springs win, one of the biggest wins of all time, I'd have to say. Aside from that 2009 football season with Austin Hinder, where they went to the state championship, the Steamboat Sailors girls basketball team has lost 52 straight. 52 games straight, folks. That's more points than there are United States. And so here we are in the third quarter, 24-17. Your Sailors are leading, as a missed jumper there from Conifer puts it back into the hands of Katie Lake and the Sailors. Coach Ibarra doing some good stuff here today. Last night was his 50th loss in a row as they lost by 35 to Northridge. Sailors, a lot of young talent on this team, as well as the Lobos. Campbell can't get the layup to fall, and here comes the Lobos with a fast break opportunity. It's the Lobos layup, and she's fouled, but no, they're going to say it was a travel. And that is a big, big misstep for Conifer, as that was number 4, Sydney Rice. She got the layup, and it would have been an and one play. She was fouled too, but the refs say she took steps, so now the Sailors have it in the paint. It's Campbell. Layup, gets it. 26-17 now. The Sailors lead by 9. 6:30 to go here. They've just got to hold on and not foul. Intercepted by Katie Lake off the inbounds pass, and she loses it, but she's going to get fouled. So Katie Lake will give it back for her team. Last half, the bonus got both of these teams in heavy trouble as Conifer was fouled very consistently by the Sailors, and they ended up making a little comeback there late in the first half. 6:23 left to go here in this third quarter. It's JC May handling it for the Sailors. Far side top corner, now down low to Katie Lake. Lake looks inside, finds Campbell. Layup, can't get that to go, but she's fouled. She's going to head to the free throw line, shooting 2. The atmosphere here is, I guess, for a usual Sailors girls game, you could call this electric. I'm sitting here thanks to, shout out to Spencer Romig, who's a boys basketball player, for doing this camera work. If you're watching our live stream on steamboatradio.com, I'm Lone Epstein in the booth on 105.7 KTYV, also on the World Wide Web, like I said, at steamboatradio.com. 6:15 left to go here. 26-17 is your score. Sailors lead. First free throw from Campbell was a miss. Second one is going to be up and no good as well. Refs are going to blow the whistle and say it was last touched out of bounds by the Sailors, so the Lobos are going to get the basketball. Sailors need to shut down on defense. They're up by 9, and an almost turnover there, but somehow the Lobos are able to handle it. Stop, pop, Jay! What a shot there from Sierra Hayes, as that looked professional as she pulled up from 12 feet and absolutely buried it. And now a misstep here. That turnover from the Sailors. It's going to be Lobos basketball. So 26-19 now. It's getting interesting, folks, as the Lobos throw it inbounds. Emma Mead now over to Sydney Rice. She drives in, stops, pops another one. No good there. Lake's able to pull that one down, and the Sailors are back moving left to right. Fast break opportunity here. Lake crosses over, gives it out to Shimmick, almost loses it, somehow keeps it in bounds. It's JC May now, behind the arc, over to Shimmick, near side, inside to Campbell. Now it's JC May again, and they're going to call her for traveling. Man, I'll tell you what, if James Harden was playing in this game, he would be on the bench right now, because the refs are, some of these travel calls are really questionable. So, the gather step has always been a debate in the world of basketball, as that shot goes off the glass and into the arms of Campbell. Katie Lake now handles it. The gather step has always been a huge debate in the realm of the basketball world, and these refs have no time for it, let me tell you that. Lake gets it to fall. The little floater off the backboard. 28-19, now your Sailors back to a 9-point lead. Here's Sydney Rice. She's trying not to become a team that lost to Steamboat. And another J there is no good. And the putback layup. That's a good play there from Jessica O'Daker. Jessica O'Daker makes it 28-21. 7-point game here. JC May comes back, can't get that to go, gets her own rebound, kicks it out to Molly Brown, and that's off the front iron, and it's going to be on the ground here somehow. Molly Brown gets it though, and it's going to rim out. Campbell gets the putback layup to fall. 30-21, and the crowd is loving this, folks. 4:19 to go as Campbell, who stands at 6'1", is making her name known. O'Daker drives in, and I do believe she's going to get fouled. She'll shoot two. 30-21 here. Campbell making her name known. Like I said, she usually came off the bench. She didn't even come in the game yesterday in that 35-point loss to Northridge for the Sailors. That being said, she's done her part this afternoon, undoubtedly. First free throw was a miss. That's Samantha Campbell, the freshman, standing there at about 6'1". Second free throw is good, makes it 22-30. It's an 8-point game here, folks. Sailors haven't won in almost 3 seasons, dating back to 2016. I'm Lowen Epstein in the booth with the call. 105.7 KTYV. We'll be back here at 2:15 for the boys' championship game, also against Conifer. Katie Lake's shot gets blocked, swatted away. That was a great defensive effort there from Jordan West. Like I said, the Sailors boys are one of the top 10 teams in the state currently, ranked by Max Preps. And it's going to be Lucy Shimmick over to Rose Epstein, getting some more minutes. She throws that one off the backboard, tipped out by Katie Lake. Oh, from up here it looked like that was Katie Lake, but I believe they're going to give this one back to the Sailors. So these refs not calling a great game, but luckily it's in the favor of the home team. 30-22, 3:55 here to go. Lake is going to throw it inbounds. Under the basket, slaps the ball, calls the play, looks outside, finds Molly Brown in the corner, back inside to Lake, layup, got it! Katie Lake pouring him in, and it's a double-digit lead once more, 32-22. And that ball's going to be intercepted by Molly Brown. Almost got another layup there. And it just misses the entire backboard, goes out of bounds. So the Lobos are going to throw it in again. It's Amy Sessions. Sessions looks in, finds Jordan West. This full court press is doing wonders, but also not doing them a favor as JC May gets called for the foul. You don't want to get into the bonus here. If I was Coach Ibarra, I would call the dogs off, but I'm not, so he's going to keep the full court press going. It's Sessions. Shelby Weiss is going to check in. Epstein goes back to the bench here. As Sessions running out of time, she's got to throw it up, and it's intercepted by Weiss. Weiss, the full court press works, and she's going to get fouled. Jordan West with the reach in. Fundamentally, this is probably one of the worst games of basketball you will ever see. But excitement-wise, it is pretty exciting. I'll give them that. Sailors with 32 points. That's more points than they've scored in each of their games during this tournament. Lucy Shimmick over to Katie Lake. Baseline jumper, no good. That was a sweet little move there. Molly Brown gets the rebound, picks it back up, kicks it out to Shimmick for three. No good. Weiss gets it again. She tried to throw it off the ankle, but there's a foul called beforehand. Another reach-in call against the Lobos. Folks, every second it looks like this could be happening. Amy Sessions is going to check back in here for Conifer. Sailors wearing their all red unis, white numbers, white piping down the sides. Weiss is going to slap the ball, call a play. looks up, finds Shimmick in the paint, tries to throw it up, and they're going to call her for a travel. As nice defensive effort there from the Lobos as they got Shimmick to take a jump and come back down with the ball in her hands. So Sessions now for the Lobos, trying to break this full court press. It's been tough. That's been the Sailors' best opportunity. And that one intercepted. Another turnover. Katie Lake gets it. And here's Weiss now. She should pull the three. Spencer Romig says that, sitting to my right. And Lake goes along the baseline, airballs it, and it's going to be out of bounds. Lobos basketball. So the full court press doing wonders for the Sailors here, 32-22, as they try to hang on to this 10-point lead. And we're going to see a timeout here, folks, from the Sailors. And we'll say a quick shout out to our sponsors here. UC Steamboat Ace Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more. By offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products, UC Healthy Yampa Valley Medical Center, bringing innovative and leading-edge care to patients throughout the Rocky Mountains. And Chris Puckett at the downtown Edward Jones office. You can call Chris Puckett at 879-1851 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. Friends coming to town. Call us at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. And Mountain Mattress and Furniture, located on Loggers Lane, offering the best prices and service without leaving the Valley. Shop local and sleep great. The Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend. And lastly, the Corner Slice, celebrating the Sailors with good food, fun, and friends in Old Town Square in downtown Steamboat Springs. 3:07 left to go here on Back Live. Lowe and Epstein live in the booth, 105.7 KTYV on the World Wide Web, also at SteamboatRadio.com. Sessions is going to throw it in, finds Jordan West. Intercepted by Molly Brown once more. That's three straight for the Sailors, and Lake gets fouled. Almost had the and one opportunity, but Katie Lake is going to go to the free throw line. Wow. The Sailors might come away here with their first win in 3 seasons. That is 52 games, folks. 50 straight in the tenure of Coach George Ibarra. First free throw from Katie Lake is no good. Little platoon change up here for Conifer. Lake has one more from the stripe. 2:59 to play. Sailors lead 32-22. And that one is no good as well. Lobos are going to come down with it. They're going to call a jump ball. It will remain Lobos basketball. Sessions is going to try to break this full court press. The Sailors have got 3 straight turnovers from it. And just like that, they're able to get by them that time. Anastasia Satchel gets the layup coast to coast. Just like that, folks. 32-24 now. And that's the one bad thing about running a press like that, because if you get beat, it's extremely hard to work back on transition defense. So Katie Lake now. Over to Lucy Shimmick. Shimmick back cross court to Lake. Inside to Weiss. Wide open layup, and she misses it. She missed it, folks. That could have iced the game here. And now a fast break opportunity. Satchel drives in. Layup blocked by Shimmick, and that looked like it was all ball. They're going to say it was a foul. So Satchel, who just had a big layup a couple moments ago, will shoot 2 from the stripe, trying to chip away at this Sailors lead. 8-point game, 32-24. Satchel at the line. First one, no good off the back iron. You've got to make those, folks, especially when you're down like this. 2:23 to go here in this third quarter of action. Number 5 for the girls in white. That one's good. And it's 32-25 now. A 10-point lead dims down to a 7-point lead. Here's Katie Lake over to Molly Brown. Inside now to Sierra Harrison. Layup gets it to go. Sierra Harrison turns it back into 9. 35-34-25. And another turnover off the full court press. It's Katie Lake in the corner. Over to Molly Brown now. Top of the key to Shelby Weiss. Takes the three. Shelby, no. She decides against it. Instead throws it into the arms of Sierra Hayes. And now it's Hayes driving. Jump shot. No good. Out of bounds. And it's going to be Sailors basketball. The Sailors with a good defensive game here, folks. Molly Brown handles it, moving left to right on your radio dial. $1:44 to go in the third. Sailors holding a 9-point lead over the Lobos. Lake drives in. Jay, she gets it. Katie Lake in double figures now as she gets the 10-footer to fall. And she gets the interception on the other end, and she's fouled. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This, for anyone who says this Sailors girls team is bad, you haven't seen Conifer play. That's all I have to say about that. So Katie Lake now with the Sailors in the bonus. The Sailors are in the bonus with a minute and a half to go in the third. In the third. Are you serious? In the third quarter, the Sailors are in the bonus. So the 1-and-1 from Lake, she shoots it, no good. And it's going to be a travel call against Conifer as they try to take it back the other way. So once again, the Sailors will have it. An 11-point lead, 36-25. Platoon change here as Campbell, Epstein, among others, Josie Foote and JC May all come in. And I think they could be running away with this one. JC May now. Working. May looks over, finds Epstein in the corner. Looks back to Josie Foote. Foote now loses it, interception, and here we go. JC May's able to pickpocket her and get it back. Near side top corner. They're just going to restart. Try to slow it down a little bit. You're up by 11, no need to rush. And Wilson is also in the game. She handles it. And that's another turnover. And wow, unbelievable. So after that turnover from Wilson, the Lobos tried to run away with it, and they get called for a double dribble. Lobos doing wonders in the turnover game for themselves. And Epstein is going to take it in the paint. She's going to get tied up, and it'll be a jump ball. Crazy atmosphere here, folks. It really is the loudest I've ever heard one of these girls' basketball games, I do believe. As the Sailors are going to go on the floor for it after the jump ball. 46 seconds to go. 36-25 is your score. Sailors on the brink of their first win in what seems like forever. And it really has been 3 years. As a layup here from Udoka is good. And that makes it 36-27. It's a 9-point game. A couple big shots, and the Lobos are back right into it. Here's JC May calling the play. She says number 1 on her finger, and she drives to the left. May, top of the key, back up to Josie Foote. And the refs are going to call it travel again. Unbelievable play here from the Sailors as Foote gets called for the travel. And the Lobos throw it out of bounds. Wow, that pass was just very questionable. That was, I don't know quite how to word it, but I don't know who she was throwing to there off the inbounds pass. You know, I said it yesterday after an out of bounds play in the boys game. That looked like Dak Prescott. Shout out to all you Cowboys fans out there. And jump ball again. It will remain Sailors basketball. Campbell was in on that one. Denver Nuggets losing a big one last night to the Charlotte Hornets. 4-time All-Star Paul Millsap, broken toe, could be out for a couple months. That's a big loss. Nuggets first in the Western Conference as they try to work their way into a high seed. hit the halfway point for this season coming up. And that does it. At the end of this third quarter, I'm Lowen Epstein. Your Sailors hold a 9-point lead, 36-27, as we go into this break. And we're going to say a quick shout out to our sponsors here as we look to go to this fourth and final frame. Mountain View Car Wash, helping the Sailors clean the competition. Between Town and McDonald's on Highway 40. Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service auto body shop where you always meet by accident. You can call Russell's Auto Salon at 879-1515. Steamboat 8 Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As well as UC Health Tampa Valley Medical Center, bringing innovative and leading care to patients throughout the Rocky Mountain. And you can talk it at the downtown Jones office. You can call Chris at 879-1851 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member, SIPC. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in right now, whether you're on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM or on the World Wide Web at Steamboat Radio. Epstein, the old gym at Steamboat Springs High School for the last place game. But it's bigger than that, folks, as the Steamboat Sailors girls team is facing their 53rd straight loss. Last night was their 52nd, and by 10. There hasn't been a win in this building, or anywhere for that matter, in 52 games. That's almost 3 years, folks, as the Sailors go into this fourth and final frame with a 9-point lead. The Lobos are going to start out with it. It's Sydney Rice. Rice handles it, working versus Shimmick. Looks inside, here's Udoka. She's going to drive in, lose it, but she gets fouled. Sailors nearing the bonus here. That's their third foul. Excuse me, not their third. I believe it's their fifth foul. So they're not quite in the bonus yet, but the Lobos are going to throw this ball in. Taylor Brown inside, jump shot, and there's another foul, and it's an and one play, I do believe. That is correct. So Sierra Hayes, who went 2 for 2 just a while back, with the 3-point opportunity, 36-29 now. Hayes at the line. We're in the fourth quarter. Hayes, that one is an air ball, and it goes out. It will be Sailors basketball. So a 7-point lead now, 36-29. Lobos trying to cut away at it. Molly Brown handles it, moving left to right on the radio dial. And there's going to be another foul there. A reach-in foul called against the Lobos. Molly Brown's going to head to the free throw line, shooting the 1-and-1. And that one is good. So 37-29 is your score here. And apologies for any technical difficulties we may be experiencing as the Sailors lead 38-29. 38-29, thanks to Spencer Romig in the booth with me doing this camera work. As the Lobos are going to throw it in. 7:39 to play. Everybody turn up your radio dial here, as this one could be interesting. It is a 9-point lead for the Sailors. And it's the Lobos on the fast break opportunity. Here comes Sierra Hayes, drives in. Udoka for the layup, no good. And JC May pulls it down, looks at Shimmick, interrupted by Hayes, and it's the Lobos back the other way. Quickly now, Sierra Hayes drives in, kicks it out to Udoka, and she's going to get fouled. So Udoka gets fouled, and another one there. That's a shooting foul after the inbounds pass, and that's going to put the Lobos in the bonus with 7:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Granted, the Sailors have been in the bonus since the middle of the third quarter. This is huge. During the first half, the Lobos almost mounted a comeback due to free throws. So at the line now, it's Sydney Rice. Rice throws it up, and that one rims out. She's got one more because it was a shooting foul, not a 1-and-1. 38-29. Here's Rice. She lines up the shot, standing very far back, and she misses that one, and it will be Steamboat basketball. (38-29). It's Molly Brown handling it for the Sailors. Brown over to Weiss, near side top corner. Weiss is going to kick it back over to JC May. They just need to run some time off the clock. May with the layup, got it! JC May makes it 40-29. It's an 11-point lead here, folks. Sailors looking to get their first win in 3 years. That's 52 straight games they've had a loss. That's a terrible shot there from the Lobos. I'm not sure what that was, but Taylor Brown missed the hoop, and it was a wide open shot. She didn't even get it blocked. She missed the hoop by 8 feet. Unbelievable. Just like I said, if you think this Sailors girls team is bad, don't you dog them because you haven't seen Conifer play. I apologize to any Conifer fans listening, but it is true. Inside now to Harrison, now to Weiss, along the baseline, drives in, gets blocked, foul! Shelby Weiss shrugs her shoulders and heads to the free throw line with 6:34 left to go here in this fourth and final frame. Folks, we could be watching some historical moments here. It really could be historical as the Sailors and Coach Ibarra look to win their first game, I can't stress it enough, in 52. 52 straight losses, and it has been a tough road. A lot of these girls, they keep their heads high, but the frustration is very evident in the locker room and around school. Weiss's first free throw, no good. Second one, up and in. Makes it 41-29. It's a 12-point game now, folks. Sailors all have just about wrapped this up. Here come the Lobos, and they're going to get called for a travel. It looks like this is just falling more and more into the Sailors' favor as time goes on. JC May inbounds it to Brown. Back to May. Near side. Drives in. Wide open layup. She can't get it to go. And it's going to be rebounded but tipped out of bounds. And JC May gathers it for the three. No good. And somehow the Lobos are going to save it. That was an athletic play there from Taylor Brown. And they get called for traveling once more. So I think during this game, I keep stats on a paper next to me, and I also have people feeding me them throughout the game. But I'm seeing 400 turnovers and 700 traveling calls during the course of this one, and I think I might be accurate. That is pretty ridiculous. I do have to say so myself. Like I said, not a great game fundamentally, but in the terms of being your first win in 52 games, 3 seasons, half the girls on this Sailors team were in middle school the last time they won. They didn't even go to this high school. A majority of this team was not at this high school the last time the Sailors won a game. So this is huge, folks. A lot of fans showed out for this one. It's the last place game in the Steamboat shootout. It's been a rough road, especially when the boys team for the Sailors is in the championship game and one of the better teams in the state. It's tough watching your counterpart do so well. 41-29, 6:14 left to go. Coming out of the timeout, JC May is going to inbound it. And it's Molly Brown. Brown gives it over to JC May, far side top corner. She's going to drive in with her left hand, give it back out to Brown. Brown looks for somewhere to go with the ball. She finds Weiss. She's going to get fouled, and that's going to be free throws for Weiss. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Shelby Weiss with 6:04 left to play here. 41-29. Apologies to everyone who heard the sound. If you're listening on 105.7, heard it cut out a little bit. Sometimes if my cell phone is too close to it, it interferes with the signal a little bit. Weiss's first free throw, no good. Sailors, I believe, are in the double bonus, in fact, so she's going to get 2. Yeah, 10 fouls for the Lobos. So Weiss shooting one more, trying to ice this game up. 41-29. Weiss. Second one is no. Oh, that is good. A lucky Sailors bounce there, as that did not look like it was going to fall, but indeed it does. And Amy Sessions with another horrific inbound pass as she goes out of bounds. She was standing out of bounds, which is where you're supposed to throw it, and she crossed the line, so it'll be another turnover, Sailors ball. Weiss inside, over to May, turnaround jump shot, can't get that to go. Pulled down by Mead, and it'll be a jump ball. Sailors basketball. Everything falling into place for this young Sailors team. 42-29, your Sailors lead. 13 points. And here's a fast break opportunity for the Lobos on the other end after intercepting the pass, and that's a foul. Molly Brown just got her hand in there along Isabella Namansky, as Namansky will head to the free throw line shooting 2. If I'm the Lobos, you pretty much have to shoot almost 100% from here on out, especially from the stripe. 42-29, Namansky at the line. First one good. Nothing but net there. And just like that, it's back down to 12. 42-30. Second one good. So Namansky goes 2 for 2, and we'll see a timeout from the Lobos. And so we'll say another quick shout out to our sponsors here. Once again, I'm Lone Epstein, live on the call here at 105.7 KTYV, thanks to UC Health Yampa Valley Medical Center, bringing innovative and leading-edge care to patients throughout the Rocky Mountains. And Chris Puckett at the downtown Edwards Jones office. Call Chris Puckett at 879-1851 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC, and Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. Friends coming to town, call us at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. We're back out of the timeout as Shelby Weiss handles it for the Sailors, trying to hang on to this 11-point lead, 42-31. Lucy Shimmick in, can't get it to go, rebound, layup, good, and one! And that just about might wrap it up, as she has a chance for a 3-point play here. Lucy Shimmick with her first points of the game makes it 44-31. Shimmick, the lacrosse player, committed to play at Liberty University, I do believe, hits the free throw. And the bench for the Sailors is absolutely ecstatic. 45-31, this one is all but over as the Lobos have another turnover. Oh, excuse me, Spencer and I thought the same thing. We thought that was going to be Sailors basketball, but they're going to say Brown was the last one to touch it. So the Lobos are going to throw it in once more. Lobos have to make quick work here as Amy Sessions handles it. Sessions now over to Hayes. Hayes gets wrapped up with Weiss, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Will remain Conifer basketball. So here we go with 5:23 left to go now. Hayes on the inbounds pass for the Lobos. It'll be knocked out, and Shimmick almost keeps it in bounds, but instead it's tipped out. And 45-31, 5 minutes to go here, folks. Campbell is going to check back in this game for the Sailors. She'll pull out Shelby Weiss. The crowd loves it. Here we go. Sessions on the inbounds pass. She's had about 6 turnovers tonight off of that play alone. Sessions now looks up, finds her teammate Hayes. Back to Sessions, little pitch and catch. Sessions now drops back, finds Anastasia Satchel. And it's a 3-second violation. I didn't even know that was a thing in girls basketball, but especially girls high school basketball, but apparently it is. So the Lobos get called for the 3-second violation, and Molly Brown is coming back the other way. Brown loses it, turnover there. Here comes Satchel now. She's going to drive in and gets fouled. Oh no, JC May got her hands on that one, and they're going to call it a jump ball. May is going to win this possession back for the Sailors. 45-31 now. 4:50 to go. It has been a pleasure to announce this game. It really is a historical moment. I'm sure a lot of people in town will be talking about it these next few days. Thanks to everyone tuning in on 105.7 KTYV, on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com. As Molly Brown tries to get the jumper to go, saved, and the Lobos have a fast break opportunity here. Here we go. It's Price, steps out, 3-pointer off the backboard, gets her own rebound, blocked, and they're going to call a foul on that. That looked like all ball to me, but unfortunately, they are going to send Sydney Rice to the free throw line. So Sydney Rice at the line, she'll shoot 2 after it was a foul called against Molly Brown. 45-31, 4:27 left to go here. Sailors just trying to ice this one. First free throw. And that rims out. That's a toilet bowl as the bench for the Lobos their heads hang in despair, as they will be known as the team who lost to Steamboat Springs. First win in 52 games, folks. And Sierra Harrison grabs the rebound, but she's going to get called for a travel. Harrison and Shimmick, the 2 seniors on this team, big-time leaders. So it'll be Sessions throwing it in for the Lobos once more. Sydney Rice handles it, top of the key. Working left, and she's going to shove down Lucy Shimmick. And Shimmick takes the charge. So it will be awarded Sailors basketball. Sailors here. Molly Brown gonna throw it in. It's 10:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning here in Steamboat Springs. The boys play at 2:15, which should be a good one against Conifer. Shimmick handles it, far side top corner. She drives in, finds Campbell, and that's a turnover there. She throws it right into the arms of Satchel. Satchel over to Nemiski. Back up top, it's Satchel, and she gets the jumper to go. 45-33, 4 minutes left to play here and counting. Here's JC May. Sailors in no danger of losing this game, but we're going to see a timeout call from Coach Ibarra and company for the Sailors. Unbelievable performance from the Sailors tonight, as they had losses early in this tournament in which they put up 25 points and 32 points. And they put up 45 here tonight. Great game. All their shots have been going in. Sometimes it's just your night, and sometimes it's not. In the Sailors' case, it hasn't even been their year. But this morning, they come out with the right mindset. They keep their head up after a 35-point loss to Northridge yesterday. And they're on the brink of winning their first in 3 years. Here's JC May. Over to Shimmick now. Shimmick works, gives it up to May. She's inside, layup, can't get it to go. And it's rebound, Campbell, got it. Layup from Campbell. All but might wrap this one up. 47-33 Sailors, looking to be the first team to 50 as the Lobos handle it, going back the other way now. It's Sydney Rice, drives in off the backboard, no good, gets her own rebound, puts it back up again, and she gets it to fall. So now 47-35, the Sailors still hanging on to a 12-point lead. JC May handles it, looking inside, intercepted, and that's not good as Sierra Hayes comes back the other way. Hayes loses it, fouled. Remember, the Lobos are in the bonus, so that should be free throws for Hayes, who is shooting about 95% here. I think she's missed one during this entire tournament. It really is amazing. Here's Hayes at the line, down by 12, 3 minutes to play. Hayes, first free throw, good. 47-36 now. Simmons, Erica Simmons for the Sailors. Haven't seen her in a while. Neither have we seen Rose Epstein since the third quarter. Katie Lake having some words with the referee. Not sure what she's talking about, but we're going to get one more free throw here from Hayes. That one's good. So Hayes goes 2 for 2 from the line, and this is back to a 10-point game, folks. You hit a couple shots here, and you're right back in it. And the Sailors are going to be forced to take a timeout with 3 minutes to play. 47-37 is your score. Again, thanks to Spencer Romick to my right here for doing the camera work. Big part of that boys JV team. Varsity, on the other hand, playing again at 2:15, like I said. If you're in town hearing this broadcast, come down to that game. This team that the Sailors have put together this year, practically all made up of seniors, and they are electric. Let me tell you that. They'll be playing the Conifer Lobos as well in the championship game. This game here that I'm calling now between the girls' teams is the last place game. That being said, this would be the biggest win for Steamboat, the only win for Steamboat in the past 3 seasons. I can't stress that enough. This would be huge. Sailors coming out of the timeout. Vladen Chase, my usual counterpart, will also be on the call at the Howie Dome directly after the boys game at 3:15. We will just go straight into that one for Steamboat Springs hockey. Here's Molly Brown trying to find somewhere to go. That goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Lobos basketball. So Brown with the errant pass. And the Lobos are going to throw it in now in their own zone. It's Hayes. Hayes slaps the ball, looks inside. It's Udoka, layup, no good, off the front iron. Sierra Hayes puts it back, gets the rebound. Jay can't get that to go, out of bounds, saved. But they're going to say it went out of bounds first. So it will be Sailors basketball. You have to convert on chances like that if you're Conifer. Katie Lake over to Campbell. Fast break opportunity, layup, no good. Shimmick gets it back, and it's just going to fall out of bounds harmlessly, and it will be Lobos basketball. Campbell, who stands about 6'1", missed the wide open layup, and she's going to give the Lobos another opportunity to get back into this game. Sydney Rice goes versus Shimmick. Great defensive player, great footwork. She blows by Shimmick, right as I say that. Puts up the J, no good, tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be Sailors basketball. Katie Lake throwing it in. Over to Campbell, now back to Lake. Starters back in this one for the Sailors as Lake does a little crossover move. Drives in with her right hand. Kicks it out to Campbell. Campbell now almost loses it, somehow saves it from going out of bounds. It's Lake behind the arc. She drives in, left-hand layup, and it's good! 12-point lead once more. If I'm the Lobos, I would start shooting some three-pointers here, as that's going to be stolen away by Katie Lake, but she's just going to throw it out of bounds. Lobos basketball. So, the Lobos handling it in their own zone. Gives it inside to Udoka. Brown with the three, no good. Again, her second shot of the day is barely grazing the backboard. Fumbled there for a second. As Molly Brown handles it, moving left to right. Brown over to Sierra Harrison. Now back up top to Katie Lake. Over to Campbell. Campbell getting smothered by Udoka. As Shimmick, crossover dribble, finds Harrison at the top of the key. She drives in. Lake behind the arc. She's a good three-point shooter. She could ice the game with one, but Lake instead gets her pass intercepted, and Udoka comes down with it, but Sierra Harrison is on the floor, and there's a whole scramble of girls there in the center. They're going to call it a jump ball and finally award it to Conifer. So Conifer handles it, top of the key, crossover, behind the back, and a travel there. Excuse me, not a travel, a double dribble. And that hurts, folks. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Your Sailors lead 49-37. This is Campbell holding it. Now over to Katie Lake. She's going to make a nice move, go along the baseline, and she'll get fouled. I'm not sure if she was in her progression or not, but either way, they're in the bonus, so she'll be shooting free throws. 1 minute and 1 second until the Steamboat Sailors girls basketball team gets their first win since 2016. Katie Lake airballs the first free throw. Crowd pretty packed here, and the atmosphere is great. As Katie Lake, second free throw is good. So the Sailors are the first team to 50 as they hold a 50-37 point lead. They drop 50 on them, folks. And it's Sierra Hayes for the Lobos trying to get a last-second shot in. No good, and Shimmick interception. She can ice it. Layup, can't get it to fall, but Lake gets slammed into by one of the Conifer girls. Shimmick picks up the ball, and the layup from Campbell is good. And that just about wraps this one up, folks. I'm Lowen Epstein. 28 seconds to go. 52-37 is your score as the Sailors look to lock up their first win in 3 years. George Ibarra, the head coach for the Sailors, lost 50 in a row, including last night, and the program as a whole has lost 52 straight, but not for long. 18 seconds left in this one as Harrison holds the ball. Now back over to Lake. 15, 12, 13, 12, 11. Lake tips it out to Shimmick. Back over to Harrison. Now it's Molly Brown in the corner. Inside to Lake. One more. It's blocked, but it doesn't matter. It's too little too late, and that'll do it. The Sailors get their first win in 3 seasons. 52 straight for your Steamboat Springs Sailors, and it has been a pleasure, folks. Hopefully we can keep this going. I'm Lowen Epstein, live at Kelly Meek Gymnasium, where your Steamboat Springs girls basketball team has just pulled off a stunner for their first win in 52 games. Congrats to Coach Ibarra and company. Thanks to Monica in the studio. We'll be back in a couple hours for the broadcasting of this boys basketball game as they're in the championship versus Conifer. I'm Lowen Epstein for Spencer Romig, Monica in the studio, Vlad and Chase saying thank you and so long.